Hey, I'm someone WNBC, WNBC, WNBC. I'm in the morning here, WNBC, WNBC. I'm in the morning, WNBC, WNBC. How y'all doing? I'm in the morning. We got Rob Bartlett. We got Spoke, Mike Breen. We got Susan Berserkowitz, the traffic cop. How you doing there, brother? I'm in the morning. WNBC. All right. That's enough. That's enough of that. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing out there in radio land? This isn't radio, but I think of it as radio. How y'all doing? This here Black Shaggy. This here Black Shaggy cousin Bay Shaggy. Pardon me. How's everybody doing? Yeah, I felt like going live with a couple stories. Really. So, everybody's talking about Ant-Man. Everybody's talking about different stuff, So, hey, why not? Everybody, 542. It is the morning. You know what? I have the distinction now of being Australia's favorite wake up / drive time morning show. You are listening to the number one morning show in the greater Australia area on the entire continent. So take that. Ha! Suck on that. That's right. Yes. See, I'm spanning the globe. I'm like wide world spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety in nonsense. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Australians, yeah, that's right. That's right. My reach is global. I'll have you know that. Thank you. Man, I'm going international. I'm a cultured man right there. I'm educated. I'm learned. My reach knows no bounds. People the world over know the greatness of Black Shaggy. And there's nothing stopping me from my plans of global domination. People will be gathered at St. Peter's, in front of St. Peter's in the piazza, chanting Black Shaggy, Black Shaggy, Black Shaggy. Crowds will be gathered in the world over. Grant Park in Chicago, Black Shaggy, Black Shaggy, Black Shaggy. Times Square, Black Shaggy, Black Shaggy. Tokyo, the busy intersection. I can't remember the name of it. Black Shaggy, Black Shaggy. Beijing, Tiananmen Square, Black Shaggy. Let me tell you. I will restore union. I will bring down. You think I'm going to be, it was me. It was Black. It's Black Shaggy. Picture that will be in Tiananmen Square soon. That's right. I don't feel bad. I actually saved right before the ending, so if you want, I can go back and whack the guy again. Just don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. I'm gonna find a picture of Tiananmen Square. Put Black Shaggy's face on it. That's right. Crowds gathered in Yankee Stadium. Black Shaggy. Black. Now batting. Number 42. Black Shaggy. Number 42. So okay. So we'll get that now. We're getting that out. There's a couple things I wanted to say actually. Now, I should know better than to go with giant freaking robot as a source. But there's two items I kind of want to talk about, actually. One is that there's casting underway for Sue Storm. So, yeah, I'll do that. Oh, really? There's a secret ending? Ooh, what's the secret ending? I'll have to look that up. The secret ending. Now, when casting is underway for Sue Storm, okay, I'm not going to be the one to say, I hate to read way too much into this, but here's my take on this, and I'm doing this totally unprepared. This actually comes to us from comicbook.com, which is the propaganda arm. No, well, Catherine People is the same. I want Yvonne Strahovski to be Sue Storm, but again, if it's not a good movie, it's not going to matter much. This is from somebody named Jenna Anderson. Hollywood needs to cast new Fantastic Four. If you've been on certain corners of the internet's Marvel's Fantastic Four reboot was announced in late 2020, the fact has become overwhelmingly apparent. In the years since the new film has been a center of tons of speculation, both because of the larger narrative significance it could have in projects like The Avengers Secret Wars, because it'll be the first foray of the team into Marvel Cinematic Universe after several decades of middling or ill-fated movie reboots. The past few years have been chock full of theories and rumors about who could play Fantastic Four's four main roles. And with the film reportedly on track again, begin filming next year, early 2025. Release date, we might soon know the answer. Deadline's Justin Knoll recently reported that casting for the Fantastic Four will be gearing up soon. That Marvel Studios will be filling the role of Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, first and finding subsequent members of the team and supporting cast. While that detail may be surprising to some, it could very well be the perfect way to establish foundation of Marvel's first family. Chemistry, well, it comes down to chemistry. It's all about the chemistry. Well, okay, well, we're gonna get to that. Well, that's they made Reed's dad black. Did they make Reed's dad black? Did they make Reed Richards? Did they make Reed Richards father? Reed Richards father black. Is Reed Richards going to be African American? Did they make Reed Richards white guy? Did they make him a black guy? I don't know. Hey, Substance D, how you doing? I'm trying to find information on that. Don't know. African American Kang will be an African American actor will be playing Kang the Conqueror, Ant-Man 3, Reed Family Tree. You know, Reed descended related to some way to Kang. I don't know if the relationship was supposed to be stated. Well, okay. He's supposedly related to Kang the Conqueror, but listen, they play a little loose with the continuity. Kang is Nathaniel Richards. Is he Nathaniel Richards? Is he? Okay, I was out of comics by that time. Marvel Cinematic Universe. Kang Nathaniel Richards was a scientist from the 31st century who discovered the existence of the multiverse. Nathaniel Richards Kang. Why did Kang's name is Nathaniel Richards? He's a distant descendant of Reed Richards from the 30th. They say now He comes to a time where Reed's father, also named Nathaniel Richards, brought peace to the timeline. Reality eventually paved the way for a new Nathaniel Richards to be born. Okay. Genius theory completely changes Kang's MCU. Kang's he is a distant descendant. No, he's distant descendant. It says here, people are coming up with all kinds of fan theories. All fan theories are wrong. So he's a descendant of Reed Richards, distant descendant. See, I never was in much for the multiverse kind of stuff. I like a lot of the street level heroes, Spider-Man, Daredevil. Daredevil was my favorite. Daredevil was my absolute favorite. As he takes a swig of coffee. Okay, for starters, building the Fantastic Four process around Stu could guarantee one key element of the team, the chemistry they have with each other, while Fantastic Four have undeniably become a found family. Found family? Found family? Found family? What the heck? Found family? Proofread, is that right? That can't be right. Yeah. Found family. Yeah, they're just okay. They're just an extended family. It can be argued that the strongest relationships all tie back to Sue. She's married to Reed Richards, older sister of Johnny Storm, and close friend, another universe, love interest of Ben Grimm. The Thing. Also, rumors also running that Reed and Sue's parents might be in the film, so you could. Okay, actually, it is. You can make the case that casting. Not with Marvel, I'm afraid only Kang Klingon. Yeah. Well, here's my fear about that. Listen, if that is the case, if they want to make Reed Richards black, we're going to see everyone crawling out of every corner of the internet now. Oh, Idris Elba should play Reed Richards. Where do I vote? Well, I want to vote for. I want to vote for Idris Elba to play Reed Richards. You don't get a vote. Yes, I do. I get a vote. It's not an all-star ballot. Does anybody get that reference? All-star ballot? I mean, does anybody besides me understand that reference? I mean, in the 70s, and if you're not from the USA, just bear with me here. We had Major League Baseball had in America has the All-Star game every year. Okay. And typically, what you would do is you would have these displays at supermarkets, predominantly. You have this big displays at supermarkets. Okay, pick up your MLB All-Star ballot here, and you would go grab them, and they look something like this. They would look something like this. And this is the one from 1977. They would look something like this. The All-Star game was also presented by Gillette. It was a big sponsorship. Okay, and you have your names: Bill Buckner, Steve Garvey, Bob Watson here, Willie Stargell first base, and American League. American League, you have National League: Rod Carew, Chris Chambliss, Cooper, George Scott, and okay, you have your things here: Ron Sizemore, Joe Morgan, second base. You have second base in the American League: Willie Randolph, Frank White, Larry Boa. I mean, Mark Belanger, yeah, Robin Yount, Bucky Dent, Roy Campaneris, Ron Smalley. Okay, so you get the idea. So what you would do is you would punch out who you wanted. You punch out who you wanted to play to represent your team in the All-Star game. Then you would put a stamp on it and you would mail it back to this address here. And typically, what you would do is you would stack the team to favor your guys. Yeah, Idris Elba has already said he hates these movies. He wants to be, he doesn't want to be the black anything. Yeah. I'm getting to that in a moment. I'm getting to the point in a moment here. So basically what you would do is you would stack the team full of your guys, to your favorite players. I would always stack the team full of Yankees, Chris Chambliss, Willie Randolph. You have, who's here? Bucky Dent. He was on the White Sox that year. But, you would stack the team. You have Greg Nettles, Thurman Munson, and then you would try to fill out the rest of it. You have Roy White, Reggie Jackson, and whomever. And then you would write in who you want. I would always write in Lou Piniella. Lou Piniella, good player, not a great player, but had a ton of passion for the game. But you would stack the deck for your whole thing. And that's always the danger of now the internet. Everyone thinks it's an all-star ballot. Where do I vote? Where do I vote? Where do I vote? Well, you don't get a vote. You don't get a vote because then you just turn into a farce. And that's the problem I see here. That everyone's treating the internet and Twitter as some sort of all-star ballot. But going back to that, I mean, listen, everyone's going to have their freaking favorites to play. They have him in mind to play Professor X. Well, well, again, we're coming back to the thing of people saw him in The Mandalorian, and now they're going gaga. Oh, Giancarlo Esposito should play this guy. Giancarlo Esposito should play that guy. Giancarlo Esposito. Yeah, we get it. We get it. You saw him in one thing. Oh, I saw him in the thing. I saw him in the thing. I want him to be in everything now. So anyway, that's the origin of that. As he gets up, let me just over here. Be right back a second. So that's the origin of that. That's where that comes from. Now, this whole thing. This whole thing about Sue Storm. Yeah, it makes sense to a certain degree that you want to cast Sue Storm first. Because all the other characters sort of revolve around her. She has a relationship with Reed. She's Johnny's sister. She's friends with Ben Grimm. That's understandable. However, I'm going on record as saying that I don't trust them in this era to get this right. I know it's a bad thing to say. I know it's terrible to say, but I don't trust Marvel to get this right at the moment. And here's why. Because of that moment it all started with that moment in Endgame. We had all the female characters with all female characters converging on one place over like a 1.5 square mile battlefield. All of them turned up conveniently in the same place to bring the Infinity Gauntlet to Tony Stark. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I might have trusted them in 2011. I don't trust them in 2023. I really don't. I seriously don't. They are just I'm having difficulty articulating in words. Mostly because of the Eternals. And then listen, whatever you say, the Eternals is going to be a bad movie, okay? The Eternals was always going to be a bad movie. Regrettably, the Eternals had potential to be a really good movie, but it was good under this regime. It's a bad movie, and I'll give you one reason why. The Eternals was Victoria Alonso's baby. Now, in any other universe, casting Sue Richards, Sue Storm first would make sense. But now with the Victoria Alonso era, and we can call this the Victoria Alonso era because everything comes back to her. As she's gotten more authority at Marvel, things have gotten worse. Now, that's not a knock on women producers, on women as producers. Women can be good producers. I mean, if they, obviously it comes down to merit. Victoria Alonso is an idiot. I'm going on record saying that right now. Victoria Alonso. Huh? The term X-Men is outdated. It should be X people, the X-women.
No,
I'm a diverse. I'm no.
X-Men outdated.
X-Men outdated. No. X-Men outdated. It's just, she's like Consuelo. No, X-Men, X-women. No, Professor X. No. No, I don't have it loaded. No, X-Men, X-women. I don't think she's ever read a Marvel comic. Listen, I'm not saying that should be a prerequisite for the job, but you should be familiar with the source material. No. If I'm gonna coach a basketball team, I better damn well sure know something about basketball. It just makes sense. There's an episode. Okay, you're gonna get mad at me for this dated reference. There's an episode of The Odd Couple where Felix tries to coach PB football, and he has no idea what he's doing. He comes up with these overly complex plays. The team is getting creamed. His son's team's getting creamed just because he wants to spend time with his son. And so they have Oscar. They send somebody into the locker room and they have Oscar call the plays. But that's the thing. Victoria Alonso and the more authority she's gotten, the more things have gotten worse.
Let her be HR.
Well, yeah, she's probably good at that.
Yeah, she seems sweet. Let her be HR.
Oh, she would remind you as she would just take every opportunity to remind you of.
She's your South American auntie.
But she's like, as soon as you walk in, oh yeah, I just got off the phone with my wife. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm a lesbian. Did you know that? Are you comfortable with that? Are you comfortable? Let me make sure you're comfortable with that first, because I'm going to bring that up an awful lot. That I'm in a relationship with a woman and I'd like to play with her titties. You know, she would bring that back. Huh? Yeah. Oh, I'm so canceled after this. Yeah, just ask her if I can watch. Yeah. The Thing will become a trans allegory, transitioning into a rock. Do I have that? Do I have the trollololo? Let's see. I don't think I do. Hold on. Let me upload a video here. Let me search. No. Ugh. Guys, look at that moon. If I switched to basketball coaching, my dad pretended to be a coach when I lived in Germany. He was the coach U.S. Forces kids, knew nothing but fancied some time off of work. You can learn the game. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, basketball is not a difficult game, okay? The biggest challenge is just getting people to do what they're supposed to. Everybody wants to be the guy with the ball, but not everybody is going to be qualified to handle the ball or to shoot. You need people to play defense. You need people, and that's the thing. Everybody, she wants to be the coach. She wants to be. Victoria Alonso wants to be in charge. She wants to be in charge of the MCU. She's not qualified to be in charge of the MCU. I don't even think Kevin Feige's qualified to be in charge of the MCU anymore. I'm serious in that. I'm going to say that. Diversity, inclusion. Diversity and inclusion is nice, but you got to make sure it's good first. Yeah, Kevin Feige's been phoning it in actually. Since Phase 3, since Age of Ultron. Well, it's not so much gay. Why am I afraid of strong women? Jimmy Kimmel once said, they used to do at the end of the Man Show, where they used to have questions from the audience, and one of them, and you always get these smart ass women who like to when you see a woman do something better than you. What does it feel like when you see a woman do a job better than you can? He goes, I wouldn't know. I'm not even sure my dad knew that much about the sport. When you're coaching little kid, when you're coaching kids that age, listen, you can look up some basic plays. I mean, where you can, and that I hate saying, you almost have to look at it look at this like you're coaching kids. You go here, you go here, you go here, you go here. When this guy gives you the ball, shoot. Yeah, diversity and inclusion makes sense. The way they're doing it, it doesn't. Yeah, she does. She does. I think she does. Oh, I made this out of you talk about the Trololo song.
No sexy.
Huh? No sexy.
No sexy.
No sexy. That was mine. That was that's part yours, part mine. Like I said, it's that's actually from a that's actually from a Fiat ad. That's from a Fiat ad. I thought those Fiat ads were brilliant. Were absolutely brilliant, but unfortunately, people are still stuck in the fix it again, Tony. It hasn't been that way in 40 years. Let's watch that again.
No sexy.
Huh? No sexy.
No sexy.
No sexy. Oh boy. Okay. Well, anyway, this brings us to, like I said, Victoria Alonso is. I hate pinning this all on her, but Victoria Alonso is helping to ruin the MCU. She really is. She really is. Like I said, all these decisions have her fingerprints all over it. Now, the other thing we heard today was that the Marvels has been pushed back. Possibly another Victoria Alonso property. The Marvels was originally supposed to be released on July. Where is it? July 28th of this year. And that has been pushed back to November 10th. To me, that is a massive red flag. If the Marvels is being pushed back, that tells me one thing. Studios also shifted Haunted Mansion up 1 month. Disney's making moves to release its release calendar has pushed the Marvels out of summer into fall. The Marvel starring Brie Brie will now open November 10th, pushed back from its previous July 28th date. In a twinned move, the theme park-based Haunted Mansion is jumping into the July 28th spot. The Marvels is a sequel to the billion-dollar grosser. They always make sure to point that out. Captain Marvel. It is directed by Candyman filmmaker Nia DaCosta and also stars Teyonah Parris as the grown-up version of Captain Marvel character Monica Rambeau. The actor made her debut with WandaVision, which counted the Marvel screenwriter Megan McDonnell as among its writers. Now let's just take a look at this. What's she done? Well, it's Megan McDonnell has done. Among its writers, it also stars Ms. Marvel breakout Iman Vellani as Kamala Khan and features a story in which every time these three heroes use superpowers, they switch places. The premise was teased in the finale of Ms. Marvel, which featured cameo by Brie Brie's Captain Marvel. The move comes as Disney CEO Bob Iger indicated the company will focus on better curating brands such as Marvel, Star Wars, and Pixar, and reining costs that had ballooned during the pandemic, a time which Disney and other companies spent freely on streaming content. Marvel will slow down and spread out its Disney Plus TV output after releasing a breakneck 18 projects across TV and theatrical in 21 and 22. Marvel Studios just released Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which is on track for a strong opening weekend after posting $17.5 million in Thursday previews. The feature is 34th Marvel Studios theatrical release and stars Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly, with Peyton Reed directing. It also introduces Jonathan Majors' villain Kang to the big screen. Marvel has Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 due out May 5th, and on a small screen expected to debut Loki Season 2 and Samuel L. Jackson's Secret Invasion this year. Haunted Mansion stars Rosario Dawson. Oh, we like her. Lakeith Stanfield. Who's Lakeith Stanfield? Tiffany Haddish, Owen Wilson, and Dane DeVito. Is directed by Dear White People creator Justin Simien. That's not good. Oh, that guy. Who cares? The project centers on a mother and son who come across a mansion that is more than it seems. They meet eccentric characters who are the key to unlocking a mystery. Zoinks! Like this mansion is haunted. I'm shocked it's not going to be directed by Brie Brie. We are getting a Dread sequel with Carl. Okay. It shows how screwed up Marvel in Hollywood is when getting crappy film, but no Dread sequel. Because 2080 owners suspicious of such interference. Okay, well, here's the thing. Nobody wanted this movie. Nobody wants this movie. This is not. And listen, and they're gonna do everything they can to make this movie succeed. They're gonna do everything they can to make this movie succeed. They're gonna give it every opportunity. It's gonna be on more screens. It's gonna be on. They're gonna just flood the. They're gonna flood the zone, as they say. They're gonna flood the zone with prints. It's gonna be in over 4,000 theaters. They are going to give this movie every chance of succeeding. But here's the thing. Here's my take on this. The fact that it is. I don't know if there's going to be a Black Shaggy news segment today. I don't know. I haven't decided. Barbie and Oppenheimer. Okay. The fact that they're pushing this back now, and the fact that we haven't seen anything about this movie, tells me that they are not confident in it. This is a huge red flag because principal photography should be finished by now. Now, I'm going to do something I shouldn't do. I'm going to go to Reddit. Somebody likes to blab. People like blabbing. People like blabbing. Let me see. Giant freaking robot. Okay. Now, here's the whole thing. I shouldn't be going, like I said, principal photography should be done. It should be, this movie should have been tested. The Super Bowl was last weekend. We should have seen something by now. We should have seen something. We should have seen. Kind of like the Eternals, they're holding back, and now that they've pushed this movie back a full 5 months, tells me that this is not this is not a movie that they have any confidence in. Oh, goody! Look, we have Megan McDonald screen credits. Let's take a look at them, shall we? Megan McDonald. What has she written? Known for WandaVision, Meet Cutie, The Perceivers, and podcast series called Script Notes. That's it. She has 4 writing credits. 4. And she has 1 right. She has 4 known for. She directed what? Meet Cute? Meet Cute script. She directed 1 short called Meet Cute in 2016. She contributed to, she was a staff writer on 9 episodes of WandaVision, which was terrible. And she gets a major motion picture. Okay, Marvel, Disney, Lucasfilm, stop giving inexperienced writers jobs. Please. I understand talent has to come from somewhere, but let them prove they can do it first. That's right, Zabu. This is the inherent problem. And I'm going to go back to sports ball. Okay, listen, I'm going to go back to sports ball again. Back in the day, in the 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, you had only 14 teams in baseball. Okay, you have 14 teams in baseball, and you had only so many of those jobs available. That means you had to be good. You had to be really good if you wanted to play professionally. There's a lot of competition for those jobs. And then when they expanded competition, the standards got lower. They expanded again. Standards got lower. Expanded again. Standards get lower. You expand again. The standards get lower. It's like when Joe Garagiola told Letterman, he goes, it was about a 249 hitter. He said, Joe, you could have been a star back then. You could have been a star now. He goes, well, remember, Dave, there's only 13 teams when I was playing. He said, yeah, Joe, and there was only 13 colonies. And those episodes of that I largely improvised. You used to have again, this is me being exasperated. I am dumbfounded how people get these fucking writing jobs. I really am. Because you used to have to prove yourself. You used to have to write. You used to have to write for television. You used to have to go write for soap operas. You used to have to go write for animation. There were people that wrote animation that they wanted to graduate. You used to have to write something. You just didn't just hand a plum writing job to somebody like this. How do you get these jobs? How do you get these jobs? Let me look up the Marvels. Let me look at the Marvels. The Marvels. The Marvel. Brie, Samuel Jackson. Teyonah Parris. Lots of diversity. Lots of diversity in this cast. Did you know director Nia DaCosta? What has she directed? Nia DaCosta. Nia DaCosta. Let's find out what she's directed. She directed, she wrote Candyman, Ghost Tape, Little Woods, Celeste, a short, Livelihood, a short. She's producing something, Ghost Tape podcast series, 8 episodes. Previous, she worked as a production associate on Kesha, My Crazy Beautiful Life. This is an MTV series. I Love the 1880s. A production associate and researcher. Sharks Love the Amazon. Additional development. Her last real credit was the Candyman screenplay. And you just handed her a major motion picture? Are you serious? She has no freaking experience doing this. How do you expect someone to come in and run a $150 million major motion picture and they have no experience? Yeah, she's a woman of color. That's her only experience. That's her only qualification. Listen, I'm not saying a woman of color can't do a good job directing, but you know what? Make sure they can do the job. All you're doing is you're setting her up for failure. This is unfair to her. This is really unfair to her. And when this tanks, you know what? She'll probably get another job, but she's gonna have that. She's gonna have that on her resume. She was a writer on Candyman, a writer on something called Little Woods. Candyman was a 5.9. This Little Woods thing is rated as 6.2. Ghost Tape podcast series. She really has 3 credits to her name. She has 3 credits. Something is rotten in Denmark. Make sure she can do the freaking job. You're setting her up for failure. This is unfair to her. Like I said, this is unfair to her. Why are you doing this? I understand people need a break somewhere. People need to get their break somewhere. Okay, that's fine. But you know what? Like I said, Joss Whedon, he worked on Roseanne. He wrote Roseanne. Richard Donner directed Gilligan's Island. Mel Brooks wrote where was Mel Brooks? Hold on. Mel Brooks, let's take a look at Mel Brooks. I know this is unfair, okay, because Mel Brooks is a legend, okay? But Mel Brooks was Get Smart. Your show, Sid Caesar, shows. Everybody worked on that. The Nude Bomb. I like that movie, actually. Sid Caesar. I mean, he worked under Sid Caesar for ages as a writer, honing his craft. Get Smart. Okay, look, Get Smart. That's his big breakthrough. Get Smart. Actually, The Producers was his big breakthrough. Then after it was just off to the races after that. They are so desperate, so incredibly desperate for people to fill streaming hours for quote unquote. It's not even called programming or sitcoms or whatever, movies, whatever. It's called content. Content, empty filler, content. You open up a package you get in the mail, you see it full of styrofoam peanuts. It's content. Yeah, now they're desperate for diversity. Actually, yeah, you're right. It's the hiring practices and social climate help cultivate vicious cycle diversity, hire or be canceled. That's right, Zabu. I'm just beside myself with this. Yeah, I mean, like I said, just because you have content doesn't mean it's good. Oh, well, we have content. I'm like, well, we have content. No, I want programming. I want something worthwhile to watch. I could do a zillion other things. Okay? I don't have to subscribe to Disney Plus or Paramount Plus or anything else like that. Oh, we want content. Well, no, you want mindless pablum. You want filler. That's what you want. You want just keep people on the treadmill while while you just have someone there to say, oh, well, you know what? And you want to just trot people out like they're purse puppies. Again, you're setting her up for failure. You're setting this movie up for failure, and you're setting the Marvel Cinematic Universe up for failure. There's that song, that Janet Jackson song. What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? We have content. What have you done for me lately? Diversity. What have you done for me lately? This really does make my blood boil. Because you're saddling us with crap. You're saddling us with terrible crap. And you know, and I hate saying this. We've seen Star Wars go down the tube. We've seen Marvel. We're watching Marvel go down the drain. I expect better. I really do. I expect better out of Marvel. I expect better out of Star Wars. I expect better out of you, Disney. But you know what? I'm convinced you have no idea what you're doing. You just want to keep up appearances. It's just keeping up appearances. Say, oh, look, we have content. Oh, and it's diverse content. Even better. And for the record, nobody is against diversity. But again, you're just giving. Okay, listen. Disney actually said that they're gonna Bob Iger said they want to take better care of their brands. But you know what? When you go to McDonald's, or Macca's as you would call it, Morbid, when you go to McDonald's and you see the dollar menu, oh, look at that. I can get a ton of stuff for $5. Or I can go down the Subway, get a decent sandwich for $6.99 or whatever it is. Oh, but I have more. But I can get more. I'm like, yeah, but it's not good. We're seeing this again. We're seeing this with Marvel now. It's called McDonaldization. You're substituting quantity for quality. I would much rather have 2 really good Marvel movies over the course of a year. I would really much have, and that's what we used to get. We used to get 2 or 3 really good Marvel movies that you used to really look forward to. But now they want content. It's all about filling up streaming hours. That's the only reason why we still have Velma. We have that's to fill streaming hours. Got to keep people on that treadmill. The only time I have seen throwing someone in the deep end like this, working in South African batsman Graham Smith. He pretty much became captain as soon as he played first full test match. Sometimes it works. More times than not, it doesn't. Sink or swim. But gotta get that content. Content. That's the buzzword today. Today's word is content. The password is content. Actually, yeah, we have something that actually runs counter to this. Content. It's content. When nobody's figured it out. When you give people something good, they'll stick around. Yeah. When you give some people something good, they will stick around. Paramount earnings, why cash, not just content, is king for Wall Street. What? Streaming Transformer Mission Impossible? Asks one Wall Street analyst as top executives say they're ready to navigate challenging transition year that will see wider bottom line losses for the company. Content is king. Late media mogul Sumner Redstone founder. Well, Sumner Redstone was, listen, Sumner Redstone, he just had a thing. He couldn't speak anymore, really. He just had a box made up so he could just say, F off, F off. Used to say, but so is cash for many investors. The entertainment giants like Paramount Pictures, CBS, MTV, BET, Showtime, Paramount Plus, and Pluto TV. Paramount's global streaming business ended in 2022 with a bang thanks to Tom Cruise's Top Gun Maverick, which helped Paramount Plus add nearly 10 million subscribers. What did I just say? If you give people something good, they'll stick around. Add nearly 10 million subscribers final quarter of the year to get it to nearly 56 million. And the conglomerate's overall streaming sub content more than 77 million. But what about the other bang? Bang for its buck. And has been as has been the case, the company's fourth quarter streaming losses widened to $575 million amid higher investments into content in a competitive atmosphere. With Wall Street increasingly impatient about Hollywood's giant's progress towards streaming profitability, management argued that 2023 will be its peak investment year in streaming and that its investments are paying off with hit content and subscriber revenue and gains. With the financial challenge and focus turning around recent losses, including free cash flow and returning to profits, Wall Street cares about free cash flow because it helps investors gauge how much money a company has left over after paying all its financial obligations, or if it's negative, how much it has to tap into cash reserves or debt. Here in 2023, we will see a wider bottom line losses for Paramount, which bled red ink in terms of free cash flow in 2022 before it hopes to turn the corner next year. So they're looking to turn the corner. Indeed, after posting free cash flow of $481 million in 2021, the company swung to a free cash flow loss of $500 million. All these different. After another loss this year, okay, yada, yada, yada. The combination of streaming investment and current state of ad market will impact current and cash flow in 2023. Paramount CEO Bob Bakish said on February 16th earnings call, we will see narrowing significantly in 2024, resulting in meaningful total company earnings growth. Okay, this is a lot of investment speak. This is a lot of investment speak.
Yeah, but that's what really matters.
Yeah.
Is what? It's not what stupid parent analytics say.
It's not what Paralytics is. It's not making money. That's the problem here. Streaming is not making money. They need to start showing a profit.
Less filler, more good shit.
Yes. Less filler, more good shit that people will subscribe to you for.
That's why they're trying so hard to make people think Picard's good.
Well, yeah, well, because they need a return on that investment.
Yeah.
Yeah, Picard's good. I'm like, well, listen, I can't comment on that.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet, but
what everybody's been saying. So. It might
quick
be-
profits. They want quick profits instead of long term. Well, like I said, they look at it like a hedge fund. They look at everything like it's a hedge fund. How much money can we extract in the shortest amount of time? Rather than, hey, we could build a sustainable. Volkswagen looks at the bigger picture. A company like Volkswagen looks at the bigger picture. How can we make the company sustainable over the next 10, 20, 50 years? Or whatever it is. They have people working for Volkswagen now who are probably never going to see the fruits of what they're doing. It's just mind-boggling. It really is. It really is. It just really is. I mean, the way they're running these industries, like I said, and this has happened with you don't have television people running these things now. You have Wall Street guys. You have you don't even have Wall Street guys running Wall Street. You have mathematicians and statisticians running. Yeah, they're working their new algorithms or new derivatives to try to make a quick a new financial derivative. They're coming up with these complex formulas, and I wouldn't be surprised if they are running these numbers through an algorithm, trying to figure out what can make a hit movie for them. And, that's actually a good experiment for chat GPT. What?
Look at the Ant-Man movie. They're saying that one was just a movie by algorithm. Look that up. I saw that article this morning. Ant-Man is formulaic, rather. The formula.
Yeah,
Might as
well,
be an Ant-Man.
Ant-Man Quantum Mania
Segway.
was written by algorithm.
No. Type in. I saw the article. It was something like formulaic.
Formulaic.
Too formulaic.
Ant-Man. Well, okay. Ant-Man Quantum Mania proves sticking Marvel formula isn't always the best. Bounding the comics.
There you go.
Formulaic and forgettable. Paul Rudd movies The Thud. I don't know what website this is. WION. Wyon. Wyon. Write for Wyon. Well, you don't want me to write for Wyon because I will tell you what it is. Who's Wyon? Who the hell is this? What the hell website is this?
I don't know. Well, if Bounding knows them,
I don't know if Bounding knows them, but
or
I mean,
if they're promoting them.
well, I don't know what it
My
is.
thing with Bounding is they tend to be conservative leaning, which I kind of try to state in there, which is nothing wrong with that. I'm just, I try to be a little more.
Well, I don't know who this is. Wyon.
I don't know.
Hold on, let me
Well,
see.
let's see what they say. They might be in.
I think it's for India.
It's India. Okay, let's see what they say.
Ant-Man 3 movie review. Marvel Cinematic Universe is a behemoth that appears to be too big to fail. I need a bottle of water. I need a bottle of water.
Stay there.
Well, okay, my throat's dry. My throat's dry. I need to be fresh. I need to hydrate.
Mango Kush is very good.
Okay. Despite proclamation by Kevin Feige and others overseeing the interconnected film franchise, the Marvel formula has remained mostly consistent, with few notable exceptions, but clearly it still works. Even the less exciting installments like Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, 31st film as juggernaut of a franchise, are met with raucous laughter and cheers every few minutes. While watching the movie in the theater, it seemed like the audience was primed to erupt with laughter, even the slightest hint of a joke. It's become routine, almost a thing one just has to do. Me, if you have read... Me, this is improper language. Me, you shouldn't start a sentence with me. Myself, if you have, as for myself, yeah, yeah, might be Hindi, it might be native language. If you read anything I've written about Marvel in recent times, you would know that I got disillusions long before Thanos faced the Avengers. Marvel formula bores me out of my mind. But what is the Marvel formula? They never say what the Marvel formula is. Is Avengers fatigue here? Okay, the Marvel formula. Tell me what the Marvel formula is.
For me, it's the big CGI battle at the end is part of it.
Is someone or a company? Yeah, everything is run by managers rather than people know about what they're doing. Yeah, pardon me. If someone or the company is making money out of reach NCIS and the many Law and Order shows, they'd be billionaires from the UK alone. Relying on Twitter hashtags and social media trending to gather attention. Yeah, that's part of the problem, is depending on social media. They're running everything off of 2014 analytics. There are, of course, benefits to the shared universe from a storytelling standpoint. The sandbox allows writers to create exciting, interconnected stories and explore more interesting things, supporting characters further along spin-offs and more movies and TV shows. The world feels richer, complex, and lived in when you spot hints of other characters while watching a movie or show unrelated to them. That sense of unity and shared continuity is what comic book companies have cashed in on for decades. But then there are pitfalls as well. The tone largely stays the same. Feige and his team, well, what do you want? It doesn't sound like what you want. It doesn't sound like you're saying what you want. Feige and his team have to make sure the scribes understand the connections between the characters. And this breeds mediocrity, relying upon callbacks, cameos, Easter eggs, and Easter eggs. It's not, though I completely abhor those. I began reading comics before I was 10 and have not stopped. I think I never will. I love all the references, other stuff, but in moderation. Well, but you want references in moderation, but you're going to see a movie based on comic books. Even as just as a consumer of these stories, I understand they cannot collectively serve as an alternative to well-crafted story, engaging dialogue, and fully realized characters. But since this is the almighty formula, tell me what the formula is. You dance around it, but you tell me, callbacks, cameos, and Easter eggs. That's what you're saying the formula is? Is that it? Is that what the formula is? Nobody ever says what the Marvel formula is. Listen, I'll agree with you. Marvel formula. Have a scene and a joke undercut seriousness of the scene. Have action. Another stupid joke. Rinse, repeat. I would go a step further. They turned to Twitter for their winning formula. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be cool. Thank you. Marvel as a series, they have a series. Well, to me, they introduce a character. I would take it a step further. What they would do is they combine. They do action comedy. They do the three pillars they do the three pillars: action, comedy, romance. They try to weave everything into those. They try to do action, comedy, and romance all in one shot. And a lot of times it looks very haphazard. Like Thor Love and Thunder tried that. Action, comedy, romance. Start with your action beat, your comedy beat, your romance beat. Action beat, comedy beat, romance beat. And that's what I'm saying when I see people, but now they want to take it a step further. They want action, comedy, romance, diversity, inclusion, and there's another one here: action, comedy, romance, diversity, inclusion. But they want to wrap it in. They want to wrap it in a veneer of inclusion and diversity and diversity, representation, inclusion. They want to wrap it in that package. That's all, but that's just superficial. That's all superficial. They don't understand. They don't understand any longer that if you're just wrapping it in fancy wrapping paper, that doesn't make what's inside the box any better. All because Whedon, they were trying to copy the first Avengers, how it blended those well.
Yeah, but that's a Whedon thing.
Yeah, that's Joss Whedon, though. That's Joss Whedon. Action, I would say to people, like you said, the Marvel formula. Tell me what the Marvel formula is. And I would say action, comedy, romance. But now you're putting a pretty bow on it, saying, "Oh, look, we have diversity and inclusion too." But the whole problem is you don't have people that know how to balance those things. Or you can include action and comedy, or action and romance, or romance and comedy, but it's hard to do all three at the same time. It's like trying to juggle, eat an apple and ride a unicycle. You might be able to pull off two of those things, but not all three. I mean, take a look at Captain America: The First Avenger. It had action and a compelling story with a great hero, but you had action, and you did have a romance element to it, but it wasn't strictly action romance. That to me, listen, and here's the thing. You have to go back to fundamentals, and this is me pulling out my movie nerd card. You had a scene in the Bad News Bears, the original. All right, gang, we have to get back to fundamentals. Walter Matthau breaks down the game. This is a baseball. The object of this game is to hit the ball safely between the two white lines. And like I said, you have to explain it to that people. Iron Man, action? Well, Iron Man was just largely an action movie. You had a romance element to it, but they didn't overdo it. They gave you just enough to like, oh, Tony Stark isn't this heartless bastard. It was just the romance side of it in Iron Man 1 was just to show that Tony Stark was a human being, that he cared about other things besides his business, besides making money.
You didn't have to put her in the goddamn suit.
No, he didn't. She didn't have to be in the suit.
Get Pepper Potts' dick out of the goddamn suit.
Winter Soldier. You had action. You didn't have you had a female lead, but there wasn't with Natasha Romanoff. That was almost like a Black Widow Captain America movie. She had a huge part in that. You're right. People don't know how to write these things in a story. Who wrote Captain America: Winter Soldier? Who wrote Captain? Did Joe Johnston? Let's see. Captain America: First Avenger. Let me see. This should be the standard. This should be the standard for a Marvel movie. And I am unapologetically say that Captain America: The First Avenger is my go-to Marvel movie. Christopher Marcus screenplay is based. Well, it was based largely on the books. Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely co-wrote that. Let's take a look at Christopher Marcus writing credits, okay? Christopher Mark. Oh well, he's an old white guy. Yeah, can't have that anymore. No, sir. Okay, well, listen, not a lot of screen credits before, but he did write Narnia. He wrote something called You Kill Me. But again, he probably got this writing job because they said, "Listen, tell me what you want to do. Come in." Typically, what they used to do is they used to call you to a meeting and say, "All right, tell me what you got." Now they say, "Okay, you're diverse. You're hired." A few Marvel sequels are photocopied. The first one, Iron Man 2, Avengers Ultron. Robert Redford was fantastic in that movie. But again, you had a good balance. Again, balance. You need to balance these things. You can have action and comedy. You can have action and romance. You can have action and you can have romance and comedy. Rom-com. It's a rom-com. But you can't have all. It's difficult to have all three. Not because of the fight implications. So is what it means. Yes. But the thing about Civil War is, yes, Civil War did have some jokes. But you know what? When Civil War needed to be, it was quiet. When Civil War needed to step back and just say, you know what? Okay. This is a serious moment here. It knew how to do that. Civil War was a great way of showing, says, you know what, that is Marvel's pinnacle. This is Captain America Civil War. Captain America definitely had the best trilogy out of everybody. And that's again what they're losing sight of. Hey, go back to basics. Go back to the comics. Go back to these stories. You know, Winter Soldier was a little long, but you know, it still kept it moving. But again, they're losing sight of what made Marvel great, and that you had these characters that were invested in, that they weren't just diversity, that they weren't just somebody whose skin color mattered. And it also comes back to the red letter media test. Tell me something about this. Tell me something about this character that has nothing related to their job or the color of their skin. Can anybody do that with Ms. Marvel? No. She's a bitch. She's an ungrateful little shit. What can you tell me about Steve Rogers? He's a patriot. He's willing to make a sacrifice. He's willing to sacrifice for other people's. He cares about his friends. He cares so much about his friends. He went behind enemy lines. He undertook a dangerous mission to go rescue him. He believes in the ideal of America. When he pointed at Nick Fury, yeah, I can do this all day. Exactly. I can do this all day. I can do this all. Battered, bruised. Little guy, the little guy in the alley getting beat up. I could do this all day. And Tony Stark, and when he's fighting Tony Stark, I can do that's the same guy fighting for the same thing, whether it's against a bully in an alley or against Tony Stark. It's the same guy. This isn't freedom. This is fear. Can somebody give me another quote from from a recent Marvel movie that's just as memorable?
The Screaming Goats.
Keeping Up with the Cons would have been better than Miss Diversity.
We got Screaming Goats.
Yeah, we got Screaming Goats. Yeah, we got Thor: Love and Blunder. We got Screaming Goats. Wah!
There's any lines in there like, oh, so like, do you have a girlfriend?
So, like, do you have a girlfriend? Like, sir, I'm like totally Thor now. Well, even though I have a disease, it's gonna kill me. I have cancer. Listen, not mocking anybody who has cancer, but like
They did.
they did, yeah. Oh, I have cancer. I'm sure I'll beat it. I see people. I see Captain People. Can anybody? Is there? With great power comes. With great power comes.
I'll pay for it later, man.
I'll pay for it later.
Yeah, that was when she stole a churro or something.
Yeah.
Mexican girl stealing off a taco truck. Did she steal from Bruce Campbell?
She stole. I'll pay for it later. She stole a churro from Bruce Campbell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just a white guy. I don't have to prove anything to you. That was their big moment. Their big moment of reckoning was that Captain People stood up on her own. She's a big girl now. That's right. You're a big girl now, Bree Bree.
33-year-old.
You're such a big girl. You can stand all by yourself. Oh, isn't that so?
She got knocked down, and
She got up again
she got up again.
at the clinic when they gave abortions.
So I got knocked up again.
Don't forget whose show this actually is.
She-Hulk.
It's memorable for the wrong reasons. Look what you've given. Oh, for God's sake, I'm giving myself a migraine.
She-Hulk.
Oh, God. Ah!
What was worse than She-Hulk? Velma was worse than She-Hulk, too.
Velma's worse.
Velma was worse than goddamn She-Hulk.
Oh, for God's sake. She-Hulk, Velma. I mean, what? Yeah, different companies. But different companies with the same idea. You saddled us with completely unlikable characters that you just put out there and said, uh-huh. Here, hate them. What do we care?
Yeah, what do we care? It's just Scooby-Doo. Fuck you.
Captain People, all those glass ceilings. Cesare Japan. Does the trailers count like how they went from her to hero in the Captain Marvel trailer?
Oh, they canceled the trailer.
It's all about her. It's all about Bree Bree.
Remember, they canceled the Super Bowl trailer.
They canceled the Super Bowl for the Marvels. Yeah. The Super Bowl. Like I said, the fact that we haven't seen a single frame of footage is right behind the scenes.
Yeah.
There's no behind the
There's
scenes.
been one or two photos of them all together.
The behind the scenes, the Marvel. Let me see. Look what Marvel looks like behind the scenes. Okay, so we don't even have any cell phone footage of the Marvels, which is not good, which means they confiscate everyone's phones on the set. They've confiscated everyone's phones on the set. The Marvels. Let me see. Just the Marvels. Yeah. I'm not seeing any behind the scenes making of Ms. Marvel. I'm not seeing anything.
What was supposed to be? They
Please.
had that dance number on some planet.
They were gonna have some kind of Bollywood dance number.
Because, of course.
Cast and director of the Marvels, D23.
Do you want to show them the footage of the new upcoming Marvel's Bollywood cut footage?
The Marvels behind the scenes from 2 months ago
You do have the footage.
of
of the Bollywood.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I saw it.
I know, but the joke was we do have just first hand. We have behind the scenes footage.
Yes, we have behind the scenes footage here from
From the Marvels.
From the Marvels. Who's it
No
from the
sexy.
Marvels?
No sexy.
No
sexy. We're a bunch of old Italian men. No sexy.
There you go. Funnier
Yeah.
than
I played along with the joke. Supposedly we do have a behind the scenes from the Marvels with Brie Brie. Let me see. For 1 minute. Mr. Maz. I don't think this is anything here. Oh, this is just a bunch of still photos. Okay, yeah. There's a bunch of still photos. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit, Brie Brie. Oh, everybody loves Brie Brie.
Well, I think she's
Oh.
on the marketing campaign. People were paid to like her. or paid
Well,
to
no,
hate her.
they want a return on their investment.
Well, yeah,
they want-
They were paid to hate her and paid to like her. There's like a bunch of PR bots out there for her, and they're so mad that I don't play along or that I was like like I wasn't officially in on it. You know?
Bollywood is Brie Brie's middle name. Maybe there isn't anything worth a leak on the set. Probably nobody cares enough. White savior. Is she going to ride another white horse? Social media blackout on the set. That tells me they have no confidence in this movie. They probably no cell phone. They put no cell phones allowed.
Well, that's because
And-
Monty does argue and like actually leak plots.
Yeah,
You
on
can
Reddit.
go on Reddit, yeah, under troll accounts. So you half the time when you're arguing with somebody, it's actually her.
yeah. Well, like I said, it's again, this just tells me that they have no confidence in this movie, and this is the standard that they're setting here. All right. Well, I think I've ranted and raved enough about this. So, but according to most, we shouldn't be taking Giant Freaking Robot as a trusted source, but they've said that there has been a test screening of the Marvels, and it has tested very badly. I don't see. I really don't. There has to be to me. There has to be an inflection point. They can't be sick of losing money. They can't not be sick of losing money. I should say. Now that's a double negative, but it works. Hey, we've got no return on any of this. Oh yeah, but it's diverse. I'm like, we're losing our shirts on it, but it's diverse. I'm thinking they have to I'm thinking rewrites more, but I'm thinking it's more than that. I'm thinking it's rewrites. Rewrites, reshoots. If they're pushing it back,
Or they're just gonna kind of hide it. And not promote it.
if they're pushing it back, we haven't seen there should have been a Super Bowl teaser. Should have been at the very least a Super Bowl teaser.
This reminds me suspiciously of when they pushed back the Eternals.
Yeah.
Remember?
They pushed back the Eternals.
And didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, nobody mentioned it. Marvel hasn't even made a press release, have they? The Marvel's out of summer. I mean, they just updated See Together. Brie just had See Together. See you November 10th on her Twitter account. So yeah, so she's doing PR. So obviously they're trying to bury this movie.
Well, no, they know they'll get a lot of negative interaction from her.
Yeah, they're going to get a lot of negative interaction. They can't just cancel like Batgirl. They have to reconfigure this movie. Well, Kevin Feige loves Oscar winners now. He loves Oscar winners. He loves Doctor. He jumped at the chance to get Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. He jumped at the chance to get Brie Brie because she won an Oscar, and it's come back to bite him in the ass. It really does. They've already made money through ESG hedge funds. ESG is just a set of guidelines. That's the thing. That's a whole set. That's a set of guidelines. There's nothing binding about that. Hey, do we want to invest in this? Well, okay, they got a good ESG. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, maybe we'll look. Yeah, it's just a set of guidelines. Believe me, there's plenty of other companies that aren't following them. And they have no problem making money. So anyway. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this here. Yeah, they canceled Batgirl. The Batgirl, we're gonna see the Batgirl movie at some point. I really do think we're gonna see the Batgirl movie. Somebody's gonna leak it. If those two director guys were smart, they would have copied everything. They would have copied everything all along. No, they don't seem that bright. They jumped at the chance. The Ms. Marvel, they worked on Ms. Marvel, so that's what that tell you about them. Kevin Feige propping up Ms. Marvel, then Captain Marvel recently for movies is suspect. Brie is not appealing to Feige. No, she's not. She's not because she's a bitch. She's a fucking bitch. And I'm going to go on record. I'm going on record. Brie Larson is a bitch. Okay. You want to cancel me for it? I've been canceled. I don't care anymore. Got it? Brie Larson has the personality of wet wool. She is a personality. Brie Larson is as appealing as an overripe banana. You're like, you might be hungry, but you look at it like, ugh, I'm not that hungry. Yeah, I'm going for a banana right now. Salad's ready. I'll have a banana to top it off. I gotta get my potassium. All right, everyone. Salad is ready. I am out of here. I'll see you pretty soon. We'll probably be doing another Hitman stream at some point. Birthday weekend streams. Yay! Brie Larson is soggy brown lettuce. I cleared out some room. I uninstalled Microsoft Flight Simulator and Multiverses. Now I got room for Mad Max. Yay! All right, so we'll do another Hitman stream. We're on the freelancer mode, contracts mode. We got other modes to go on. Caesar. Now I'm having Caesar salad. Do I need to say et tu brute? All right. Everyone, glad you like the Hitman streams. We're going to be doing Mad Max pretty soon. Everyone, have a good rest of your day. Have a good weekend. Have a good President's Day. If you're in America celebrating, you got the day off. And if you're in the UK or Australia, have a good bank holiday, because I think that's how that works. Anyway, everyone, have a good rest of your day. We will catch you next time.